social media that knows mobile. So you've got an email person trying to figure out mobile, and 80% of the time they go to their agency and their agency doesn't know mobile. So then they circumvent and they start doing it on their own, and they either go hand it to the agency and say, put mobile in my traditional media, or they say, hey, agency, go work with this mobile company and figure it out. So that's, these niche players here in the middle are very siloed in what they do. So I'm sure some of you, from an agency's perspective, have worked with some niche players. They do one thing really well. They do ringtones. They do barcodes, and that's all they do. They do emergency alerts for universities. They do, you know, front-end polling on reality shows, and that's all they do. That's their bubble, and they don't go outside of their bubble. So as an agency, you usually have to go find, you know, 5 or 6 of these niche players, and you know, if you need, you know, something on TV, you go to company A. If you need something on, you know, with your university client, you go to B, and you have to manage all these little relationships. These companies also, we run into a lot in the industry, and a lot of our clients kind of have the same feedback about this, is a lot of these two, they have no mobile strategy in-house, so they can't tell you how to get there mobile-wise. What they want you to do is, you know, they want you to get into a contract and sign volumes and things like that, but they're technology companies trying to figure out marketing, not marketing companies that know technology. And that's the big difference, is they don't know mobile strategy themselves. They're still trying to figure out what their technology should do to be able to help you get your client there, okay? The last kind of segment is really your mobile content providers and strategists. And there's probably a handful of these, 5 or less in the US, that actually do this. And this is really your folks that are making the stance in the mobile industry, that are doing mobile strategy and working with agencies on a daily basis and working with clients on a daily basis, and know what is working in the mobile industry, how to get opt-ins, how to, you know, market post opt-in. So, you know, it's great that you can go out, you know, Obama goes out, gets 2.9 million opt-ins. What do you do with it once you have them? You have to communicate, right? And that's what most companies struggle with is, you know, go do creative, put it in traditional media, give me a bunch of opt-ins. And then they don't think, well, now we have all these opt-ins. Well, how often are we going to text them? Are we going to drive them in store? Are we going to drive them to the website? Are we going to drive them to our Facebook page? There's a lot of strategy, just like Jeff was talking about social media, that goes into executing a proper mobile campaign and it needing to be integrated into, you know, all channels, okay? And one of the things that the mobile content, the third group, is doing is looking at companies, the way that they're doing traditional media and integrating into that. So we're not saying by any means that mobile is going to replace traditional media, but it enhances it big time. So if you look at putting texting in a television ad and having a call to action, you now can measure your TV. Now, some of you probably don't want to measure TV, but clients are probably asking for that. But you can measure, you know, when are your peak times, what commercials are actually working, what stations are they coming from. You can measure all that in real time and see that instantly. Just like billboards, you know, hey, is that billboard on IH35 really working for us, or is the one in Dallas better? The ability to put different codes, keywords on different media types, the ability to be able to do that and track that instantly is really big. And then the last thing is the enterprise portal is what we call it, but as an industry, the application that you go into and you have the ability to send the text messages, all the features and functionality that allows you to be able to send text messages, do polls, have customer interactions, so to be able to have in-store interactions with the customer. So I can be standing in Walgreens. Does everybody know Walgreens? Yes, I know everybody's from different places. Like standing in the drugstore and not know what allergy medicine I need. It can be 11 o'clock at night. The pharmacist is gone because they leave at 9, and there's, you know, 1,000 allergy medicines, and they all say cold and sinus, right? and they all say runny eyes, red eyes, blue eyes, whatever, and you don't know you're sick and you can't figure it out. The ability to stand there and text in the word allergy and have a customer basically assisted conversation in real time, and it asked me the question, do you have red eyes? Yes, I have red eyes. Is your nose running at a, heavy to medium or low grade? I can reply A for high grade. And I can have this dialogue in store, and they can come back to me and say, you should use Tylenol, allergy number 12, and here's a $1 off coupon. And I can now take my phone, I can walk it up to the register, I can pick my correct allergy medicine, I can show it at the counter, and I can get a $1 off of my medicine. That's instant interaction in store. That's instant communication. And me being a sad consumer that I want everything now, I want it cheap, I want it instant, and I like to write in 160 characters or less, so I don't want to talk to you. And I am used to doing Facebook and Twitter and texting. That's how everybody is. That is a great way to communicate in store and give customers what they want. And this is this last bucket here of where that is headed. And also giving you the data analytics, which is a lot of things, from a social media perspective that people are still struggling with. But mobile is very great in the sense that you can track instant ROI. And most clients see an ROI on mobile in less than 90 days. And you're talking low investments. So you're not talking about big outlays to, do technology and things like that. But from a data analytics perspective, now instead of just having this huge list of opt-in numbers, I now can know that Carrie was in Walgreens because I know from the code that I was actually at Walgreens, the retailer, and I now can actually see that, I had allergies and here are my symptoms. And now, when I'm out of the store 30 days from now, you can send me a note and say, hey, allergy season's coming up. Go get your Tylenol cold and sinus, and here's $2 off. So, the ability to be able to do that. So, where is the market today? Well, think back to 1999 and websites, and that's kind of where we are. It's everybody knows that they need mobile. There's more companies that are allocating 15% to up to 20% of their overall marketing budget to mobile in 2010. If you look at some of the reports that just came out, every big Fortune 100 company, mobile is on the radar for 2000. It was for 2009 and is for 2010. The big thing is, how are they going to get there? Same thing that Jeff was saying earlier with social media. And who are they looking to try to get them there? Primarily their agency, or they're going to try to figure it out internally. So the big question is, they're going to get there one way or the other. It's just about, do you help them get there, or do you take what they're going to do and implement it for them? So where's the market going? A couple of stats. I know I'm need to make up for some time here. So big stats here is there's this nomenclature that iPhone applications and BlackBerry applications are the next biggest thing, and everybody should be spending money on that. And I know some people in this room are going to hate me for this comment. But reality is that only 16 million, 6% are actually using the internet from their phone on a regular basis because A, we're in an economic crunch, B, the 15-year-old, the 20-year-old is not going to spend $60 for unlimited internet on their phone, but they're going to pay $6 or $10 for unlimited texting. So we're not to a phase in the U.S. yet where it is internationally, where everybody's got internet on their phone. And if you don't have unlimited internet, you're very aware that every time you go hit a website, you're being charged for all the data. So the industry is not where we think it is in terms of reality. And the next one is only 29 million, or 11% of those 270 million cell phone subscribers actually are downloading applications. And if you break that 11% down, majority of that's Facebook. And the rest is games and Texas Hold'em and mirror applications and Hello Kitty and all the other fun stuff. So from a business application standpoint, it's really getting, it's not as much application centric as we think. So mobile has to be a part of your overall customer CRM strategy. So it has to touch all the marketing mediums and communication